I think that I don't know. He's a straight man with an ego. So
The straight men, listen, the gay men have their egos, but it's a whole different type of ego. But I agree with you. Do you think like certain that adds to like a housewife's kind of like success? You know, like there are certain house husbands that just know how to, Dr. Terry Dubrow, he has his own show. He's like a star. You know, like, do you think just certain husbands just get it and that kind of helps a housewife's success?
oh yeah, well you have to have support, right? Absolutely. So it's hard to, I'm very, let me back up a minute. I'm very in tune with the energies around me, like I'm an empath. So I definitely feed off the people who are around me. So if I have people around me who are like completely shutting down, like how do you bounce back and forth? Like how do you engage on a camera? And then it's just you kind of like out there on your own. So I definitely, if you have somebody, who has kindred, is that the word, energies, it makes it so much better. That's one of the reasons I liked meeting Heather, is because we could just bounce back and forth with, dry senses of humor. And it was fun. It was a blast, but you don't get that with other people. And so the people that are around you, yeah, definitely. If they're supportive, it makes a difference, to answer your question.
Who do you keep in touch with? Like, do you keep in touch? I know probably not Noella.
She actually reached out to me when I filed for divorce, and I thought that was nice. And I think she's like, I think she's gone on a few dates with my ex's brother, which is kind of hilarious too. So it's like, that's weird, but hilarious. Small world here in Orange County. And then, yeah, I've talked to Heather a few times. We all went out to lunch recently. Sorry, my phone's ringing off the hook, but I'm glad my phone's ringing off.
I was going to say you're at work, and we're going to talk about your practice in a minute. When you say Noella went out with your ex's brother, do you mean Ryan's brother, or is this a different ex?
The one before that.
Okay. I was just going to say, I didn't know if...
Ryan does have two brothers who are adorable, but they're married, and in different states. So not Ryan. Okay.
I was going to say, like, okay, this is a small world, and, I also didn't...
The man before him that I was engaged to a lot of people, but I was engaged to, he was very upset when we broke up, and yeah, his brother. So
what do you think? Do you think that, it sounds like it was mostly in the edit, but like I've had like Dr. Tiffany Moon here, a few times. Like, do you think your being a doctor and like running a practice, like, did that affect your like ability to just let loose and say, I'm going to be the crazy drunk one in the corner?
Of course. I can't be the crazy drunk if I'm going to work the next day. I'm not drinking before, so no, you can't do that. That party at Shannon's, remember when they were all eating the gummies and jumping in the pool? I was like, peace out. I work. Like, I think I was like, I promised Ryan I'd go home, and I have work tomorrow morning. So if I was going to do it again, I would probably, yay, my phone's ringing off the hook. I would have nurses staffed here so that I could have more free time to actually be part of the show. Because think about that. You're working, I think I went down to 3 days a week working, but you're filming 4.5 to 5 days a week. It's like that. It's not like they can come here and film too. You have to clear everybody out and have everyone approved and have the treatment approved. And so that's not like really a working day if they're filming here. So yeah, it's a big deal. Absolutely. And I think about that too. I'm just like, I wonder what their like the other cast members' lives would be like if they're working full time without really an option to stop at that point.
Right. It's like you have a busy, and I would imagine there's something about like, oh, well, like, I don't know if I want my doctor to inject me when I see that she's like, I'm not saying that, but I could see some of that being a judgment.
Yeah. That's why I try. I go out on the week, like if I go out, I'm going out on the weekends, or I'm not like seeing patients the next day. I've cut down a lot about going out, but at the show, they want you to go out. Right. So I don't think there's a problem with physicians having wine on a weekend when you're not driving and you're not seeing people. Of course, like that's a human thing, but no, I'm not like some crazy drunk that goes out every night. So I wouldn't want the show to portray that, because that's
Yeah.
actually not true. So.
And you would have done that differently. Like you would have had more nurses, like if you went back kind of at your practice.
Yeah, if I went back, I would put more nurses here, and just prepare, because like now I know what I'm getting into, right? But last year I didn't know what I was getting into, so you can be more prepared going back the second time because you know how it's going to play out. But you can't really work and be on that show at the same time. It's almost impossible. I think Emily said that she worked her first year and then she was like, you can't. Yeah.
I could see that. Would you do anything else differently besides that? Like, do you have any other regrets, or would you do anything else differently?
Regrets. Well, I would have prepared better for work, and I probably would have so just time to meet with Ryan and to get everybody on the same page on like a weekly, daily, monthly basis during that, because I just didn't have time. But I would have done that too. Can you see me? Okay, sorry.
Yeah. If they called you right now and said, listen, we have some other things going on. We've made a mistake. We've just like, forget this friend role that you want to talk to us about. We want you back. We want you.
I don't have a friend role, but I was just for the record, but I would love one. That's what I was kind of hoping for this year. Would I, of course I mean, I think anyone would go, I think I would have to think about it, but I think that anyone would take it just because these are like once in a lifetime opportunities, right? People don't just ask you to do TV shows every day. So sometimes even if it's not the most convenient for your life, like you gotta roll with it.
I would agree. Well, tell me about the practice. Like I told you, but when we were scheduling this, I've never met a needle to my face I haven't liked. I've been getting Botox from the beginning of time, filler. So, I mean, like, are there any trends these days in like search, like what's going on with injectables?
Yes. So injectable and laser practice. And I treat acne too, because that's a big one. But so I'm doing a lot of threads, and I have been since 2016. That's kind of been my niche. I'm actually going to do, this is my post Housewives treat to myself. See this? I'm going to be lifting this up Friday.
And
so
you do it, you do it all yourself, right?
Yeah, but I'm going to have this nurse help me on this one. But so I'm doing that as a little gift to myself. So the lower, the thread lifts, the vertical lifts, brow lifts, all non-surgical. I'm a big proponent of non-surgical just because I went through so many surgeries, even though I'm a licensed surgeon, but I like to keep people out of surgery, off of drugs. That's like my whole thing. So there's really cool techniques in thread lifts right now. We have, I got new lasers. So we have the Secret Pro, which is microneedling, radio frequency, and CO2 all in